What's up? It's Rob here. This is Apparel Success, and if you don't know who I am, I've been running my own private label lifestyle brand called K-Bud for the past 9 years, and I've done over $1 million in sales online with that brand, and I just launched the world's first infrared hoodie for neck, back, and shoulder pain relief. And since this is so fresh in my brain, launching my second brand and all of the things that happened, all of the things to be aware of, and the most important things to make it a successful launch for you, I figured I'd come on here and give you the 5 most important tips when it comes to launching your brand if you're thinking about launching a brand soon. The first tip when it comes to launching your brand, this is so important. Listen to this carefully. The day that you launch your brand is highly likely not going to be the day that your clothing brand blows up. This is a huge myth that brand owners have when they're coming into launching their brand. They think that when they launch, it's all just going to take off, everything's just going to shoot into the future, and they'll never have to market their brand again. The day that you launch your brand is the day that you start finally getting real market feedback. And you can't make your brand grow or make it any better until you start getting that feedback from the market. Think about it. If you were gonna make a meal for somebody, like you were gonna cook a meal, you don't wanna just make some random meal not knowing what they like. The first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna ask them, well, what do you like? Do you like Italian? Do you like Mexican? What type of food do you like? Do you like spice? Do you not like spice? And through getting that feedback from them, you're able to craft the perfect meal for them and cook them a meal that they're actually going to enjoy. And it's the same thing with your brand. When you start cooking up your idea without any market feedback, you don't have really any true sense of what your market really wants. The second you start getting that feedback is when you can start tweaking and improving your brand. So we want to view our launch as the starting point to making changes, to making tweaks, and to making improvements to our brand. With my brand, I just launched a week ago. The amount of changes and tweaks and improvements that we've made literally just in the past week has been ridiculous. We've already changed a million different things on the site. We've already changed the target audience and what we want to turn this brand into and the vision that we have for it based on the feedback that we're getting. You need to be in synchronization with your market and what they want. And that's how you develop the right product market fit. So when we remove our ego and we ask our customers what they really want and we see what they're truly responding to, that's how you craft a brand that people want. And when you first launch your brand, it's highly likely that your product market fit's not going to be right. And this is what leads perfectly into the second launch tip. The second tip for launching your brand is it's very easy to get emotional and moody and down if when you launch your brand, you don't get the results that you're looking for. I'm telling you, if you haven't done this before, get ready because it can be really, really hard on you mentally. You launch your brand, you think it's gonna go one way, and then all of a sudden, the orders haven't started to roll in yet. It's really easy to get in your head and start freaking out and think, God, did I create like the world's worst idea here? Nobody seems to be showing any interest. The accounts aren't growing. I can't get anybody to watch my posts. I've got like 50 followers on social media, and it can really weigh on you. And so it takes a lot of emotional discipline at the beginning and foresight and understanding the day that you plant the seed for your clothing brand, which is your launch day, isn't the same day that you harvest the fruit. It takes time. It takes watering the plant, actually building it into something that's going to harvest the fruit. So please understand that low or no results at the beginning does not have any indication on your future results. It's totally possible and normal for you to launch your brand, not get a lot of results, and then 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, be absolutely smashing it with the exact same brand. At the very beginning, it's always going to be the hardest to make sales. You don't have social proof, you don't have credibility, you don't have customers yet, and you need to build towards all of those things. In a second here, I'm going to share with you 3 more tips for launching your brand. But first, I want to let you know that Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at design.com. If you need a logo for your brand, but you're not a designer yourself, yet you have the vision and the idea for your brand, I recommend you try them out. For example, I'll make a logo called Iron and Ink for a brand that's going after people who like motorcycles. Use their AI logo generator, hit generate. It'll give you thousands of logo ideas that you can completely edit and revise as long as you want for free until it's perfect. This is a sick way to make a legit logo for your brand. If you're interested, head over to design.com/apparel success and you can get up to 88% off at checkout. All right, the third tip for launching your brand is to launch with minimal investment and product inventory. The idea here is to keep flexibility in your mind. Like I said at the beginning of this video, when you first start up your brand, this is where you start getting market feedback. And a lot of times throughout that process of getting feedback and learning how you can improve and change your brand, you realize that the designs that you launched with or whatever your product was when you first started isn't exactly the best it could be, and you could make improvements to it. And if you invest in 500, 1,000 units for your brand to get started, and you realize after trying to sell 10 of them that you need to scratch it all and start over again, you're going to be sort of stuck. And keeping flexibility in mind is going to save you like crazy. This is one of the easiest mistakes to make as a new brand starting up. Get overexcited on your idea. The ego kicks in and thinks, of course it's going to work out. It's just going to work out. I believe in the idea, without being practical about it. And you end up investing way too much in inventory and pigeonholing yourself. Even for my new brand therapy wear that I'm wearing right now, we did 150 units to get started. I mean, they come with a battery and it's this whole technical thing that was really difficult to set up. But even 150 units is a lot to start a brand with. You don't need to start with that many. And most cases, you can start with just 50 or 25 units, sell through those, make some money back, reinvest in 100 units, sell through those, and then reinvest. And throughout that process, you're improving the product, and making it better and better for your audience. The fourth tip to launch your brand well and do this right is to give yourself a runway of content for marketing. Before you launch your brand, shoot a good month's worth of content, if not more, for social media, so that when you launch your brand, you're not frantically running around trying to create content for TikTok and Instagram or for your Facebook ads. Ideally, you've put in some work and you've planned for this so that when you launch your brand, you've already got a nice 30-day runway of content ready to go so that you don't need to freak out about it. You can focus on other things, and you can also work on content that's going to be coming out after that. I know that this is easier said than done, and don't put too much pressure on yourself, but any amount of runway that you give yourself with content, even if it's like a week's worth of posts, is going to be so nice on your brain, I'm telling you. Like after you launch your brand, to know, oh, okay, yeah, I've got those 7 posts I'm gonna post. You can get excited about them. You don't need to think about it or worry about it. And when you launch, your brain is gonna be free to engage with customers, to focus on things that are happening and coming up, and look at the market feedback and everything else that you need to be doing. The fifth tip for launching your brand well is to not put so much pressure on the launch. The launch at the end of the day doesn't really matter. It's just the starting point. If things don't go well, if things do go well, whatever it is, you want to have a long-term vision and trust the process. An experienced entrepreneur knows that the day that you launch your brand is the day that all of the real work begins. And you need to view this on a time horizon of a year, 2, 3, 4 years to grow something. Things don't happen overnight. You don't develop skills in one day. Most of the time it takes multiple months and 6 months and a year of experiences, and all of this is going to come. So I hope that this allows you to just breathe, relax, recognize that you're going to be thinking about this differently than 98% of entrepreneurs that start up. As long as your intention with your brand is to create the best products you can for your audience and to deliver and to give them what they want, then you'll eventually make that happen. You'll eventually tweak the product market fit so that it works for them, because if that's your intention, you'll do it. So this is why with my brand therapy wear, we had a great launch. We did thousands of dollars worth of sales in this hoodie right out of the gates when we started, but I'm recognizing that there are still improvements that we can make to serve our audience better. And we're going to go back to the drawing board and make those. And we're going to listen to our market. And all of this is going to happen over several months and several years if we want to serve our audience right. And through doing that and focusing on them, that's how you become successful. You don't become successful by just trying to make a whole crap load of money right away and just focusing on yourself. If you're focused on yourself, you're not even thinking about your customers and the people that you're trying to serve. So how are you going to serve them well? And how are you supposed to make money if you're not doing that? I hope that this helps get you in the right mindset for launching your own brand. And I wish you all the best on your journey. Just relax, have fun with it. Remember that you need to enjoy your life, and we've only got so much time on this planet here, so just enjoy your time launching your brand, and I hope that this helps you do it well. If you want to work closer with me and a community of other clothing brand owners, check out apparelsuccessmastermind.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.